All right, so we are going to crack some of this 87 tops here that we got. We picked this up at a card shop in Birmingham a while ago. We already opened one of these boxes, and the box we opened up had the gum stuck to the back of the cards, and they did not come off very well. So we are hoping that these are going to be a little better, but I doubt it. They all came from the same place, not the card shop's place, but you know, are not their fault. It just whoever they bought it from had not taken the greatest care of it. I don't think it was the card shop that had these for a while. I think they just bought it off of somebody or bought a collection or something. We'll put a few packs out here and we'll give it a go. We're looking for a Bo. We're looking for a... Hey, Robert. How are we doing? We're looking for a Bo. We're looking for McGwire. We're looking for Barry Bonds. And hopefully with nothing stuck to the back of it. But we'll see how it goes. Let's see here. All right. We are going to get this first little pack done. We'll probably open for about half hour, 45 minutes or so. And as you can see, like I said, the back card, which this one happens to be George Frazier, ends up with a little bit of love. We bought some Kurt's Cards there, Card Care stuff to be able to try to clean these up. I've got a whole box of cards like this from 89 Bowman and from 87 Tops that we're going to try to fix up as best we can. So we're going to take good care of these and see what we can do. I'm doing good. I figured I had told some people that we would crack this box at some point, and I never got around to it. So I figured tonight was a good night to get around to it. Hang on one second. Let me find somewhere to put these gum cards with the other gum cards that I have. There we go. Yeah. Oh, and these are all 87 in here. That'll work perfect. Hopefully we don't have those eat up a good card, but how are we doing? How's everybody doing this evening? Figure we'll just dig through a couple of packs here. Got Dave Parker All-Star, Manny Lee, Bobby Witt Sr., Tony La Russa. There's a Kirk Gibson card. That's not too bad. Checklist, Jeff Heron, Lou Piniella, Randy Bush. We got Bush. Yeah, I opened that whole other box and I didn't get a single Bo Jackson. Just like when I opened the 89 Donruss. I opened 2 boxes of 89 Donruss and I did not pull a single Griffey rookie card out of that. Now, when I did the 89 Bowman, Rich Bordy, Brooke Jacoby. Hey, there's a Pete Rose manager card. That's nice. We'll put that. We'll put Pete up there. Why not? But when I opened the 89 Bowman, I at least pulled out, you know, we opened 2 boxes of that. And we have one more box of that to open as well. But we pulled 2 boxes of that and we got 4 of the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards. But out of 2 boxes of 89, what is this here? Oh, there's George Frazier again, but he is stuck to the stuck card. That's interesting. So we got 2 George Frazier cards and a Keith Atherton who is hanging on to the gum. Hopefully we'll be able to get that off of there. That's going to be a video coming up of us trying our different ways to try to get the gum off of there. See if we can save those cards. Like I said, I bought the stuff from Kurt's Card Care to do it that way. I've got a couple other suggestions. This is the same pack that we just opened up. Tony La Russa, Kirk Gibson, the checklist. Yeah, we're right back on there. So we may pull another Pete Rose manager card. Nope, we're on a whole another correlation now. T.R. Bryden. There's a Tony Fernandez. I don't think that's his rookie. I think his rookie's like 83. Jim Slatton. Stuck to somebody. Rob Deere. Doug DeCincy. Reggie Williams. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. What are you guys all up to tonight? I was going to do some box breaks, but none of them filled up yet, so I figured I'd do this. There's a Willie Randolph with the gum stuck to the back. We'll put Willie Randolph in our box to clean. Flip these around. Gary Reineke. There's a Carl Yastrzemski. Another checklist. Mark Bailey. Chet Lemon. Mike Flanagan. Ruben Sierra. Jerry Narin. Gino Petralli. Tom Niedenfuro. Man, that was close. Oh, yeah. I watched the Gator game earlier, which I'm glad they came back and won that. Doug Corbett, Greg Gagne, Bill Doran, Hal Lanier, Dusty Baker with a little bit of gum residue on the back. Not stuck, just the gum residue. I think last I looked, Duke was up, weren't they? That was a few minutes ago, though. I had picked some. Hey, look at that. We're just pulling Pete Rose left and right here. There's a Pete Rose manager card and a Pete Rose player card. And then this all-star card here is going to be Lance Parrish holding on to the gum. Hanging on to the gum. I think we only paid $30 for this box. So, I mean, I don't mind losing a card in each pack. I just don't want it to be a big card. The big card. Charlie Moore, Dave Kingman, John Morris, Bruce Hurst, little Maury Wills, Cliff Johnson, Jack Morris, Len Matuzik, sure, Tommy Lasorda, Rick Ruschel, Chuck Tanner, the Braves, Dave Stapleton. There's a Sid Bream with that sweet old Pirates hat they used to have. Those things are pretty. No, I haven't got anything good yet other than the 2 Pete Rose cards. No rookies. I opened one of these boxes about a month or so ago, and I did not pull a single bow. I pulled a Bonds. I pulled a McGwire. But the Bonds card was this card that was stuck to the back like that and had the gum stuck to it. And then I just ruined the card messing with it. But like I said, I bought some Kurt's Card Care stuff to try to save some of these cards. So if we do that again and pull a berry with, or a bow with a gum stuck to it, we can try to save it. Burt Blylavin, Jay Tibbs. We haven't got a McGwire or anything like that out of this box yet, but we just started. We're just a few packs in. So we're still hunting for a bow. We're still hunting for a... There's Jim Pankovitz. I have his bat in the other room in there that he broke at spring training and gave to me when I was a kid. Roger McDowell, Orioles leaders, Frank Tanhanen, Barry Larkin. Was that a second year? No, that's a Larkin rookie, isn't it? I think so. We'll put Barry Larkin up there over Pete. Jim Acker. I don't know if I should try to say that name. Nope. Shatza something. Rick Leach. Some of these names they'll get you. You ain't paying attention. Like good old Rusty K for the White Sox. He's not in this, but he's in some Fleer and some Donruss stuff that I've opened up before. Good old Rusty K. Oh, there's a Fernando Valenzuela eating the gum. Right there. Maybe we can save Fernando. We'll see how that turns out. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They definitely made millions. So God is great. How we doing? I mean, I know I bought millions of this stuff. I still buy it now. It's just fun to go through. John Henry Johnson. Look at that hair, man. I am jealous of that. That John Henry Johnson right there. That's that card everybody's looking for. Tony Armas, checklist, Ken Howell. That is a Future Stars, but not the one we're looking for. Bill Dowell, John Tudor, stuck to somebody. Dan Belladello, Dave Palmer. Yeah, I would like to pull a McGwire out of here. I'd like to pull a Bonds that we could actually save because that Bonds was stuck to the gum last time, and then I just tried to pull the gum off and just ripped the whole back of the card off. But, I mean, it was already destroyed anyway. And then Ron Guidry. So, I don't mind opening the old ones. Yeah. Yeah. Good old Shohei. I don't think I'm going to pull one of those in here. That'd be weird. Let's see. I definitely don't mind opening the old cards. There's Sid Bream with a sweet little hat I used to wear back in the day then. And a little stickage there for Dennis Lamp. I mean, it's just fun opening. Like, I really would like to pull a bow out of this. I have a couple of the 87 bows, but, I mean, it's really one of my favorite cards to pull out in the sea. They probably still are printing 87 tops. It would not surprise me. I keep seeing it in shops or at card shows. Like, I was shocked to find the 89 Bowman that I found at a card show. Dave Lipper, Frank DePino. I was just shocked I still found that. And then I went to a card shop a couple weeks later, and I ran across 2 more boxes of the 89 Bowman. Bob Kearney, and these 2 boxes. So I got these in Birmingham. When I was in Birmingham, there was a card shop there that I swung by. There's a Tom Seaver in a Red Sox uni. Well, see, I don't have too much old stuff. I've been trying to add to my vintage stuff. I know I talk about it all the time. I picked up a couple. I'll show you guys what I picked up. I don't want to get gum everywhere. But I picked up this Bobby Cox card at a card shop. And I got this Eddie Matthews card, which is a PSA 3. And this Whitey Ford, which is a PSA 2. I'm not a wealthy man by any stretch of the imagination, so I stick in the PSA 2, 3, 4 range on vintage stuff. I did see a beautiful PSA 8 Roberto Clemente card, but it was just out of my price range. Domingo Ramos. Yeah, I like that Eddie Matthews card. I think I probably overpaid a little bit for it, but I was able to get it right in my hand in that day, and I just felt like I needed to have that. There's a Tony Bernazard. Nope. I can't even say older players' names that I grew up with. Good old Bruce Sutter, Mike Heath, Tracy Jones. That's the funny part, is to go through these and see the players that actually went on to do something big and ones that didn't. Like, I do the Tales of Baseball Players Past, and I know one of the players that I did in one of those videos was Russ Morman, and I used this 87 Topps card to do my Russ Morman, this exact card. It's the one that I had in the video. Sean Dunston, Jack Howell. So, I mean, there's just all these players in here that I'm sure got some great story that, oh, there's a Roger Clemens. That's not bad. That's in pretty good shape, too. I'll set that over here. I might sleeve that up in a second. Darryl Motley, now with the Braves. It's according to that. Let's sleeve up that. That Roger Clemens. If I get like a Nolan Ryan or Roger Clemens or any of the big rookies and they're in halfway decent shape, I will take a minute to sleeve them up and throw them in a top loader. I mean, the centering's not terrible on that, but, and not that this is a rookie card. Of course, I can't get it in the sleeve. If I could see, that would help me so much. Eyesight. Put Roger Clemens up there. Why not? All right. Still looking for a bow. Still looking for a McGwire. Still looking for anything exciting. I got a few cards in today from a couple breaks that I was in. I can show you guys those in a little bit. I'm going to make some videos of that stuff too. Greg Gross, Rich Gedman, Luis Aguayo, Ken Phelps, Bob McClure, Expos card, Tony Walker, stuck to the gum card of Rick Manning. Rick Manning is our gum card right there. I feel like those should be valuable if they still got the gum stuck to them. I know the gum stains are short prints in some newer sets, kind of throwback short prints. Pat Perry, Joe Sambuto, Tim Hewlett, Ted Power, Wally Backman. That back is not centered very well, and you can see it's got a little gum stain on it as well. Yeah, I started to do fantasy baseball, but nobody signed up for it. So the only, like, as far as for the channel, but I mean, I did fantasy baseball myself. I'm in 2 different leagues. One of them is a weird one. It's like a head-to-head, but it's got weird categories and a weird point system and all that. So, oh, there's a Fernando Valenzuela because that other one ate the gum earlier. So I'm kind of learning that one. But I did draft, there's another Barry Larkin. I did draft 2 fantasy teams. One of them I feel pretty good, or I feel better about than the other one. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I had my buddy Johnny, who's usually in the league. He he like asked me afterwards. He goes, did you send me a link? And I was like, yeah, I emailed it to you about 4 times. And he didn't check his email. He thought it was coming through Yahoo, so he kept checking Yahoo. And then I had a couple other people hit me up afterwards, but by that time I'd already closed out the league. So it's okay. We'll do it next year. We did it last year, and everybody seemed to have a good time. But I know I took some time off from the channel and didn't do a lot last year. And I know, for a while there I was still getting better. So we'll get back on it next year. We may do football or something this year. Oh, there's a nice Tony Gwynn All-Star. It's not too shabby, although I did just bend that corner a little. So now it is a little shabby, but that's okay. Connie Lansford. There's good old Joe Henry Johnson with his sweet hairdo again. Tony Armas, checklist. We're getting to some continual. There's that. Future stars again. Stuck to Bill Dolly. We're getting the same correlation, but we're not getting any of the same correlation as some big players here. Rick Shue, Willie McGee, Ken Daly, Pat Sheridan. Oh, that's a nice card. That's a nice Tony Gwynn. That top corner's got a little rounded up there on the top right. You guys can see that. That's not a bad card. Good old Tony Gwynn. Put him up there with himself. Mike Bilecki, Chris Bando, Lloyd Mosby, Mitch Webster. So, yeah, I don't mind opening this old stuff. I mean, we're not going to hit any inserts or numbered stuff or anything like that. But, when you get that feeling when you pull a Bo Jackson rookie card out of there. That's the stuff. Lee Mazzelli, Storm Davis, which I haven't done. I haven't pulled a Bo out of, and this is the 3rd box of this I've opened up and have yet to get a Bo. Giant stuff. Oh, golly. All right, we're going to try to save this one. No, wait. Whoa, okay. Hold on a second. All right. So there's a Bonds. I thought he was a gum card, but he's not the gum card. But he probably had a little bleed into him. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Oh. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, Jim DeSays ate a lot of it, but sweet. Man, I thought that was the gum card. I'm glad it wasn't. Nice. Sorry, Jim. I'm sorry that had to happen to you. But I'm glad that Barry made it, because the last one, he did not make it. And we had to hang it up. So we're going to sleeve Barry up. Sorry, you guys got to watch me sleeve something again. Yeah, and technically I was signed up for the league too, so it was just you and me. And the league actually lets you draft and lets you play with 4 teams, but that just leaves everybody being loaded. So it's okay. We'll get on there next year. Hopefully everybody sticks around for next season. There we go. We got a Barry Bonds, and it was not the gum card by a smidge. Dick Hauser. That's who the stadium used to be named after. Their spring training facility in Haines City when they had it. So Frank Viola, John Franco, Tim Leary. There's a Don Mattingly. Well, Donnie Baseball. We'll put him up there. Why not? So we got one of the rookies that we're looking for. Alvin Davis. Still ain't got a Bo. Still ain't pulled a McGwire. But I'll show you those. I'll show you the card that I got from that break. I got in the Star Wars break. 1954 Topps Baseball or Bowman's Baseball. Card slabs of Yogi Berra and Enos Slaughter. If I run across anything, I'll let you know. But I did these Star Wars cards. I got a Luke Skywalker. I got a Yoda number to 25 and a General Grievous. But these are what I got in the card break. I got Duran, a Sal Frelick number to 50, gold jersey card, and a Chris Murphy number to 350. So, but I have some good cards coming in from the break as well. These were just the kind of lower end ones. All right, let's keep going here. Well, like I said, we'll probably do this for 45 minutes or an hour or so. Open up some cards. Oh, there's a Roger Craig that ate the gum. See who he brought with him. 2 people. Rudy Law. Come on, Rudy. You can do it. This was the issue that I had with a... Nope, I think Rudy Law is going to be stuck to him also. There we go. All right. Like I said, I bought some of that Kurt's card care stuff. I'm going to try to save those gum cards. There's a sweet Clemente. Turn back the clock. That's a nice card. Royals card. Eric Show. Jeff Robinson. Daryl Porter. Oh, I saw the Pirates. Thought it was another one. Nope, but it's Rafael Belliard. Charlie Huff, who is 187 in that picture right there. Ron Robinson. Bill Russell, not the basketball player. There's Paul Molitor. That's not too bad. That's in pretty good shape, too. Put that up there with Tony Gwynn. Sammy Stewart. Alfredo Griffin. Jesse Barfield. All right, well, still no Bo. I'm glad you're sticking around here, Old School. See if I pull a Bo. I know there's a bunch of other people doing stuff on the... Oh, Ricky. Poor Ricky. I know there's a bunch of other people doing stuff on here, and I hate to interrupt their stuff, but there's Ricky. He ate some gum. But like I said, we're going to try to save these. I've been watching Kurt's Card Care videos, and I ordered a couple different kits to be able to do that. Ernie Witt, Bobby Meacham, Jose DeLone, Steve Sachs, De Leon, Ed Romero. What else we got? George Hendrick. Yeah. And Tony Pena. Every time I see the Pirates thing, I get excited. Bob Forsch. Ed Hearn. Phil Bradley. Laney Dykstra. Come on now. There we go. That's what I was trying to get to. Darryl Strawberry. It's not too shabby. I can live with that. Jim Clancy. Ed Milner. I feel like some of these ones I didn't pull at all out of the other box. That's the first Strawberry I recall pulling out of anything. So, let's see who we got stuck in here. Who ate the gum? Frank Williams. Good old Frank Williams. San Diego Padres. I think. Was that Padres or Giants? Giants. All right, let's see. Spring Fever Baseball. Kurt Young. Bill Allman. Hal McRae. There's old Yogi Berra right there. When he's with the Astros. As a coach. Teddy Higuera. Mariano Duncan. Mike Felder. Jack Clark. Man, Lamar Hoyt. Brett Butler. We are just running through. There's a Wally Joyner Gold Cup card. Jim Fergosi. Stuck to Gary Ward. Man, we are running on a cold streak right here now. I don't know what's going on. Only thing we pulled is that Bonds and as far as the big rookies go, is just the Bonds. And he had a little bit of gum on him, so I don't know what we're doing here. There's a Carlton Fisk right off the jump. It's not too bad. Let's see who our gum card is. Don't be somebody good. Don't be somebody good. And don't be stuck to somebody good. Greg Minton. Can live with that. It really hurt me when that gum was stuck to the Bonds card, and then I destroyed it. Trying to just... There's Darryl Strawberry again. Scott Terry. Jody Davis. Come on now. Everybody's a little stuck. Kelly Gruber. Bob Tewksbury. John Shelby. Brett Saberhagen. Mike Maddox. Pete O'Brien. Jeff Reed. Still no Bo. Still no McGwire. Lou Whitaker. Dave Parker. Mark Langston. Andy Allison Gold Cup card. So we are still... I mean, I still got a couple more packs. I probably got another 20 packs to open up. So we should at least pull one Bo, which we still haven't done. Speaking of, Russ Mormon, just a little while ago, there he is. If you haven't watched the Russ Mormon Tales of Baseball Players Past video, go watch that. It's a fun, interesting video. He's got the little pink dot on that one, which is not... It's going to be a printer. See? Doesn't have it on that one. It's a darker color, and it's got a little pink on there. Not that it makes any difference, but price-wise or anything like that, it's just a little printer's mistake. Let's see who ate the gum. First base, number 745. Glenn Hubbard of Atlanta Brave fame. Ate the gum. We'll see how it turns out. I've got a whole box now of cards to try to save, so we'll learn how to do it. There's another Pete Rose. Reds leader. We'll put all the Pete Roses up here. Why not? Lee Lacy, Ron Guidry, Kurt Ford, Ron Darling, Indians, Tom Hugh, Dave Righetti, Steve Carlton again. Ooh. Donnie Hill. Man, weird. I think that Bonds just kind of ruined it for us there. We haven't hit really anything after getting that Bonds. That may be our only good hit in here. Yeah, good old 87 Topps. Nothing like it. But like I was saying earlier, I'm disappointed that this is the third box of this that I've opened up, and I have yet to pull a bow out of 3 boxes, well, 2.5 boxes. And it's really going to make me mad if a bow is stuck to the gum or the card before it, because it's bleeding all the way through. There we go. Scott Bales is our gum card. I enjoy the 87. I mean, it's a good design. It's got some good players in it. It's got a couple good rookies in it. I mean, I have fun opening it, so I can't complain. But there's Ted Simmons. Good old Ted Simmons. A couple Braves back-to-back. Mike Sosa, Mark Davis. There's a Wade Boggs. Good old Wade Boggs. Mike Mason, Alan Ashby, Ron Washington. Oh, I thought I saw the Athletics. Bill Munniam, Tom Herr, Bob Melvin. I don't think we've got a Will Clark either out of the box. Well, no, I might have got one in the first box that I opened. I didn't get one in the last one, I can tell you that. There's Eric Davis and Scott Nielsen. So those would probably be the top 2 cards I would want anyway, would be Will Clark and Bo Jackson, and I don't think that I've pulled either of them in the last box. There's a Chicago Cubs team leader card stuck to the gum. Who's that going to have on there? Oh, there's a Canseco. Oh, gotcha, Canseco. I got you off of there. I saved you. There's Canseco, Gold Cup card. A little bit of gum bleed through. Not too bad, but like right there. You can see. Oh, you can see that. But that's something maybe we can clean up. But we'll put them up there. Why not? That's the first Canseco we pulled out of this box. We've had a lot of 87 O-Pee-Chee. That's nice. Yeah, I've been looking at, I was on Dave and Adams yesterday going through stuff, and they have some older Leaf boxes, and there's Pat Corrales before he went to the Braves. They had some older Leaf boxes and O-Pee-Chee boxes, and I was like, man, I might want to do that because I haven't opened, that stuff's just not as common. There's Mike Scott. Has some of this stuff right here. So they had a couple. There's a Fred Lynn. They had a couple of, I saw Topps Tiffany sets on there. I thought about maybe getting in and try to grade something out of it. But I don't know. Let's see who this is. It's a Yankee. Bobby somebody is the gum card. Bobby Meacham. And then there's a Big Cat right there. Let's see. Yeah, the Braves are definitely off to a rough start. An 87 Tiffany. Yeah, that would be nice. Tom Cal. There's a Nolan Ryan. That looks like it's in pretty good shape. We'll set that over there. I'll sleeve that up in a second. Dennis Rasmussen, Henry Cotto. I think we had a Nolan Ryan too that was a gum card the last box. There's Galarraga. So I'm glad that some of the gum cards that we got in the last box were not the gum cards this time. That Bonds was close because that Barry Bonds was the second card was the next card right after the gum. Mario Soto. So Julio Franco. I think he's 82 right here. 82 years old. Roger Mason. And then he would go on to play for another 28 years. Gary Pettis. Mark Thurman. Tim Raines with a rough corner. Tim Raines and Ozzie Guillen got some rough top corners up here. Let me back it up so you guys can see that. There you go. Some rough top corners on old rock reins there. But that's okay. Don't mind it at all. I mean, it's kind of what you expect. Yeah. The Nolan Ryan off center a little bit. Yeah, it's right heavy. And that bottom left corner's got a little ding on it too. Zoom it in. Oh no. There we go. But yeah, it is right heavy. I mean, it's not a bad car. I'll just put it up here. I ain't gonna sleep it up. You talked me out of it. You talked me out of it, Troy. Let's see. Gum card is Richard Dotson. So far, we've been pretty good on the gum cards not being anybody big. And now that I say that, I probably just jinxed myself. And we're probably about to run into some McGwire or something like that, or a Bo Jackson, Juan Bonilla, John McNamara. There's Wade Boggs All-Star card. We had a Wade Boggs earlier. Dale Mahoric. Yep, nope. Kevin Gross. Don Sisk. Randy O'Neal. Steve Yeager. Obi McDowell. Lee Gutterman. There's a Reggie Jackson on the Angels card. Right there. Good old Reggie. It's not too bad. I mean, what do you think they would get if you sent them in to get graded? I had somebody that was selling a set right before the whatever term you want to call it, the pandemic. Right before all that, there was a guy that was selling his whole set of older cards, and it was all like 50s and 60s stuff. He just wanted way too much money for it. But then when all that happened, I wish I had bought them all from him, and he had some that were centered really well. And I mean, I probably could have made my money back on the see, Gary Carter All-Star card is our gum eater right there. I probably could have made my money back easily, but he had a whole collection for like when he was a kid, but he wanted something crazy like $20,000 on it, and I was like, I ain't walk around with that kind of money. There's a Ricky Henderson, which makes up for the one that we had that ate the gum. But he had like a Bob Gibson rookie card and a bunch of other stuff. And I just for collection sakes, I wish I had the money to be able to afford it, but I didn't at the time. And I told him I would sell it for him and keep some of it and all that stuff. But he just ended up selling it for somebody for. There's Joe Carter. He just ended up selling it to somebody for half of what he was asking. And I wish that I had had the money. Looking back, the cards themselves probably weren't worth that, but the fact that I probably could have graded them and gotten some good grades on them would have been worth it. There's a Cecil Fielder. Not too bad. We'll put that up there. So that's one of those stories of cards that got away type things. But I mean, there's no way I would have had the money like that at the time. It would have taken me selling every single card that I have, which I have more cards now than I did then. And even if I sold every card, I still don't know that I would have had it. There's a Dwight Evans record breaker, Mike Marshall, Cecil Cooper, Kelly Downs, Alejandro Pena, Vern Rule, Pete Incaviglia, Topps Gold Cup card, Spring Fever. We're still waiting on a Bo. Steve Garvey, Andy Van Slyke. Is that a second year on Van Slyke? No, he's at 83. Okay. Mike Smithson. I always say that when I get to Van Slyke. I don't know why. Daryl Boston. I think that's the second time I've done that. John Russell, Clint Hurdle. All right, let's see what else we got here. But I've had a few of those collections come along that I passed on. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've had a few of those collections that I and it's not that I passed on. It's just I didn't have the money. Buying a big old collection like that, I've just never had the money to be able to do that. I mean, I've had collections that I've bought. There was a guy many years ago, probably 15 years ago, there's a Dave Magan in Future Stars that ate the gum, that his father had passed away and used to own a card shop, and it was just sitting in a storage unit, and the guy needed some money to be able to pay his bills and take care of stuff, and he just wanted to get rid of the cards. And I took him to a card shop and was going to sell them for him at the card shop, but the guy was only offering him a little bit of money. And I was like, I'll give you double what he gives you, and I'll just do the work myself and sell the cards. And so that set I ended up making decent money on. But most of the time when I buy collections, I just do it to save stuff, and I end up losing money on it. There's an Earl Weaver. Yeah, that's true, Troy. I mean, I would have put myself so far behind. There's a Jamie Moyer. I would have put myself so far behind the 8 ball trying to do that I'd still probably be digging myself out of. There's a nice Eddie Murray. I'd have still been trying to dig myself out of that hole because on top of it, paying for the collection and then having to pay to send it all to get graded. And if they came back at a high grade, I wouldn't have had the money to pay for the grading for it. You know, I can handle buying a box of 87 tops for $30. I can't handle. Oh, I can handle that though. Check it out. That's the first bow we've gotten in 3 boxes. Let's see how he looks. Nice. Well, that's getting sleeved up for sure. I don't care. It's off center a little bit, but I ain't worried about it. I know. I'm excited. That is the first one. I mean, it's right heavy. It's top heavy a little, but I mean, I am super stoked for that. That just made my whole night. That just made buying this whole box worth it. I'm happy. Yeah, it's the same way. I think this whole, like even that Bonds that I got back there, I'm all nervous. I'm all nervous with a Bo Jackson. But see, like even the Bonds, it's the same. It's almost the same exact. I think the whole box is like that they're all right heavy. See? But heck yeah, I will take that. I'll take that for sure. That's what I was waiting for. So exciting. It's the little things in life. That just made my whole night. Like a little kid again. I was looking for a card and I found it. Ron Davis is our gum eater. I mean, you can't go wrong. When you set out for a goal and you make it, I mean, shoot. Steve Lake, Rick Sutcliffe, there's a Tigers leader card. Andre Thornton, there's another Roger Clemens. Dick Williams. I mean, I have other bows, but I mean, it's just pulling them is what makes it better. I mean, Ruben Sierra. So this guy, I think I'm doing him as a as one of, maybe not the next one of my upcoming Tales of Baseball Players Past. He is one of the, I think he is still the last left-handed catcher. Is that right? Left-handed catcher? Yeah. He is the last left-handed catcher to play in a game. And so I just thought that was a really cool story. And I was like, man, that'd be cool to do. So I may do a video on him as one of my Tales of Baseball Players Past. But he is the last left-handed catcher to have played in a Major League ball game. Mark Clear, Rick Burleson, Rupert Jones, Don Baylor, Tim Conroy, Alan Ashby, Ron Washington. Okay, I'm stoked. We got a bow. I just made my night. All right, let's see. Who's stuck to here? Ken. Ken somebody on the Dodgers. Ken Landro. Go Tigers. All right, let's see what we got. Mitch Webster, Dick Hauser, Daryl Miller, Lopez, Mike Scott, Tim Leary. There's another Mattingly. Bruce Brennery. I am not good with these names. Calvin Schiraldi. There's another Don Mattingly. Or Harold Reynolds. Ricky would have stole 60 at the break. Don Mattingly All-Star card, followed by a Puckett All-Star card. That's a nice little run right there. Wallace Johnson, Gorman Thomas, Andres Thomas, Topps Gold Cup card, Gene Walter. I wonder if we can pull another bow. Or we still need a McGwire, and we still need a Will Clark. But I'm already more than happy with this box. Because I felt like I sat through 2 other boxes and couldn't get one bow card. Braves team leaders are the ones that ate the gum on here. Like I said, we've got that Kurt's Card Care stuff. We're going to try to save it. We're going to try to microwave some of these cards. We're going to do something. I'm going to set them out in the sun. Might put some bleach on them. Whatever we think is fun to do. Joel Skinner, Ray Soff. If anyone else has any suggestions on how to get the gum off, we'll try it. Terry Poole, Dave Henderson. Caught 3 in 89. There are only 5 lefty backstops with over 100 games, but only 1 career left-handed catcher with over. Yeah, I saw a video on it a while ago about him being the last one to catch, and he was like the 3rd string emergency catcher. I watched an interview with him about it, and I thought it was a really interesting interview. He was the 3rd string emergency catcher. They'd sent him down to the minors to catch for almost an entire season. Maybe not an entire season, but they sent him for a good part of the season to learn how to catch because they needed a backup catcher. And so he was their emergency catcher because they wanted to keep his bat in the lineup. So there's Mike Schmidt stuck to Luis Aquino, who ate the gum. But Schmidt seems to be okay. Yeah, he's not too bad. So, yeah, they had sent him down to the minors to learn how to catch. And he got called up, and he caught a couple games. He played in the outfield some. And I don't know if he played first or something, but I remember seeing that interview, and I thought it was just really cool. Teddy Higuera, Craig Nettles, Dave Lopes, Cliff Speck, Ozzie Virgil. There's another Mike Schmidt All-Star card. Or was that the first? No, it's not another one. That's the first one, I think. Jerry Naron, Gino Petralli, Tom Niedenfuhr, Bill Schroeder, Doug Corbett. Yeah, I think one too. I think there's some too, and I'm pretty sure there were some in the minors. Not currently. I don't know if there are, but yeah, with the framing and all that, I think it's a lot less. There's still that concern of throwing to the bases. I don't know that it's a valid concern, but I don't know. I don't see why somebody wouldn't do it. All right, so that's the last couple. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just on the base pass, there's still that big concern. But that's the thing is nowadays, if you can hit and they can get you in the lineup somewhere, it may turn into a situation where they just turn somebody into there's a Vita Blue on the back, that they turn somebody into a catcher, even if they're left-handed, with the way that people are just now specialized DH so much that all they're going to do is DH, that you may end up in a situation where you have to do that. Or kind of like in that situation where you have, your 3rd string catcher being lefty or something like that. Ron Darling. But if you get a chance to see that video, if you type in his name, it's like a whole interview on a podcast that they had him on. It was a really interesting podcast. Randy Myers, Junior Ortiz, there's the Vita Blue. Storm Davis, Brian Diet. That's what I need to be on right there. Scott Bradley, Darnell Coles. Yeah, I actually got an autographed. Hey, look at that. We got another Barry. That one's not quite as off-center as the other. Well, yeah, I mean, it's still off-center. But, all right. I'll set that off to the side. I'll sleeve it up in a little bit. Jim DeShays. That's how it came the last time, was Jim DeShays. And last time he ate the gum. And this time, oh, man, Tony Gwynn ate the gum. We'll try to save you, Tony. We'll try to save it. Yeah, we do need another bow. We got this many packs left. And we still haven't got a Will Clark either. But we did pull 2 Bonzes, so there should be nice if there were 2 bows in here. And I still have that, Troy, I still got that 89 Bowman box to open too, so we can go after a couple more Griffies. I think I got 4 Griffies out of the 2 boxes that I got of that. Terry Pendleton, Joe Cowley. I mean, if I see this stuff in a shop and it's definitely a good price, even with the gum stuck to it, I'm going to buy it. It's just, I mean, I enjoy opening those. I love 87 tops. It's fun to open. And I keep seeing Athletics. I'm like, oh, maybe it's Canseco. Maybe it's McGwire, but it's not. We haven't got a McGwire yet. John McNamara. There's another Wade Boggs All-Star. Don Ash. Dale Mahoric, I can't ever say that name right. Richard Dotson is stuck to our gum card. Luckily, this isn't eating much through. That one might, though. Let's see. No, not really. Lee Mazzilli is our gum card. I'm going to be interested to see who we can save. Yeah, I'll let you know ahead of time when I start doing the 89 Bowman box. What I still haven't pulled out. I have one, but I still haven't pulled out the father and son one out of there for the Griffies yet. So that's what we'll be chasing in that one. Yeah. If I could find some vintage stuff, like I said, did you see the few little vintage cards that I showed a little earlier on here? Tom Candiotti. Like I had Bobby Cox that I bought and Eddie Matthews. Did you see those? If not, I'll pull them back out. They're right here in this drawer next to me. Oh, that's our first George Brett. Larry Herndon. Missed that? Okay, I'll get him in 1 second. Let me get this George Brett on the board over here. There's Goose Gossage, too. So what I bought was, like I've said before that I'm trying to load up on my older stuff, especially graded. I got this Bobby Cox. What is that, 69, I think? Yeah. I mean, it's not in the best shape in the world. I didn't pay $12 for it. That's just what was on there. And then I got this PSA 3 Eddie Matthews card, which is probably my favorite of the bunch that I bought. And then I got this Whitey Ford PSA 2. I'm not a millionaire, so I gotta shop in the PSA 3, PSA 2 type range. And like this Bobby Cox was ungraded, and it's got paper loss and stuff like that. But I just kind of wanted to have it, being a Braves fan, even though he's in the Yankees. But so I picked those up at the shop the other day. Jose Uribe, Don Slott, Dave Dravecki. Yeah, I mean, I thought they were good cards, and you can always try to upcycle them. I can maybe turn those into a 4, and Charlie Kerfeld, get a couple other things with him and trade them up. I know there's a card show coming in next month, or in a month and a half. I may take some of my stuff and try to trade it in. Ron Reinecke and Gary Carter All-Star card. So we're still hunting for another Bow. Still hunting for a McGwire. Still hunting for a Will Clark. But all in all, I'm happy. I got a Bow. So that made my whole night. Danny Tartable's our gum eater. Yeah. I usually... So when I go for vintage, it's one of two things. I find something that's a really good deal and I try to snag it, or I just find something I really like and then I don't care if I overpay for it, which is what happened with those cards. I'm sure I overpaid for those cards there, but they were in my hand. I'm not going to let them go. Gary Templeton, Otis Nixon. So, I mean, if that happens, Kent Herbeck, if I'm holding them, I'm most likely going to take them. But I was saying earlier, I saw a really nice PSA 8. I think it was PSA 8. Could have been a 7. Roberto Clemente that I really wanted to buy, but it was like $850 I had on it. And I mean, I could have maybe talked it down a little bit, but Junior Ortiz, they also had one of my Holy Grail cards I want to get one day. They had a PSA 10. There's another Vita Blue right there. They had a PSA 10 89 Upper Deck Dale Murphy reverse negative. And I don't know what price they had on it. It was in like a showcase thing, but I really want to get that card. I'm sure it was probably $800, $1,000. And as much as I want that card one day, I don't know that I can justify. And if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it in a PSA 10. But yeah, I passed it up. Now, that card shop that I saw it in, it's over in Dothan, and they just moved to a new location, and they took that showcase down. So they may still have that card somewhere, but I don't actually know if it was for sale. It was like in a display case type thing that I didn't really see any prices on anything, so I didn't know if it was like a collector's piece that they had. There's Bip Roberts, Tim Burke. Yeah, we're back to nobody good here. Jackie Gutierrez. There's a Ryan Sandberg. At least we got somebody good there. But so I don't know. Like next time I'm over there and drive all the way over to Alabama, I'll ask them and see if they got. There's good old Kent DeColvey of Marietta College fame right there. one of the few Marietta College alums to make it to the bigs. Terry Kennedy, Jeff Calhoun. Yeah, there is in May. May, whatever that weekend is in May, the Flip Trade Show in Dothan. Yeah, I will be there. I was at the last one they did where Butterbean was at there signing autographs. And I got an autograph, a couple autograph pictures of Butterbean, took a picture with him. I bought a box of 89 Bowman that I opened up on the channel. I pulled 3 Griffey rookie cards out of that box. And then I bought a couple individual type stuff as well. There's another one of those Pirates cards with Sid Bream and a sweet hat, but it ate the gum as well. So when I go, I'll probably end up buying some more stuff when I go there. I usually like to buy just things to open, but I do run across singles and stuff that I like to get. Dwayne Ward, little Blue Jays leaders. There's Dave Winfield. Let's see what else we got. Bud Black. Frank DePino stuck to this one. There he goes. I'll have to flip these over. Yeah, the problem with me going to the flip trade show in Dothan is it's an hour away from me to get there, and I work on Saturdays. So by the time I get off work and get over the show, like a lot of the good stuff, like your good steals, the Sid Fernandez, Joe Price, are gone by the time I get there. The only thing that I sometimes look out at it's the end of the show by the time I get there, and you can sometimes get some good deals on stuff, but your steals and your high-end stuff are all pretty much gone by that point, unless it's way overpriced. Let's see who this is. Who ate the gum? Let's see. Corey Snyder, Gold Cup card, is our gum eater. But, you know, like last time, I think I got there at 2 o'clock, and there were actually people that were loading up and leaving. So, but I met a really nice father and son group over there that I bought most of my stuff from. I got a couple chipper cards, Bruce Sutter. I got a few other things. But if anyone goes to the Flip Trade Show in Dothan, or if they're over there, I'll try to get there, and I'll try to meet up with some folks. I don't ever mind meeting people. I've run into a couple folks at Braves games before that I met on the channel, and Walt Terrell, Joel Davis. So, but yeah, I mean, I love going to card shows, and I always feel like I'm going to find the steal of a century, but I never really do. All right, so this is our last pack, our last shot at a Bo or a McGwire or Will Clark. I don't think they're all going to be in here, but I'm hoping one of them is. I know there's at least a Bob Horner in here because it's right there on the back. I said we'd go for about an hour, and we're at about an hour. We're getting there. Let's see. Who ate the gum? Tony somebody. Looks like a rookie card. Tony Walker. Tony Walker is our gum eater. All right. Here we go. Last chance. A Maddox auto. I don't know that I have a Maddox auto. I was just in a card break the other day, and I got a couple autos in the break. And I haven't got the cards yet, so I'll show them to you guys when I do, but I got a Buster Posey autograph to 5, and I got a Yamamoto autograph. Donnie Moore, it was the 2025 Top Series 1. Bo Diaz, Chris Spire. I hope there's a Will in here, but Dave Anderson, Franklin Stubbs, Chuck Carey, Jim Wynn with his sweet Pirates cap, Bob Horner, like I said. Last little bit here. Keith Atherton, Greg Gross, Rich Gedman. Nope. Final card, Expos team card. So that's what we got. Wish I had more excitement for you guys. I mean, I showed people earlier. I did get some of the cards from the box break that they sent me when I was in a little cheaper break. I got this Sal Frelick, numbered to 50. I got a GMA Murphy for 100. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I wouldn't have passed that up either. And like I said, I don't know what price. When I got home, I came home and looked on eBay to see what price that card went for, the PSA 10 on eBay, and it was like $900,000, something crazy like that. And I was like, man, I should have just asked them. And then when I went back over there, like I said, I went a couple weeks ago, and they had moved the shop over to the other side of the Parkway, and the shop had a lot less stuff in it because they just moved over there. I bought what did I buy when I was over there? I bought one of these, the 2025 Tops hobby boxes. I bought one of those, and I did end up getting a case hit out of that. Let me see if I still got it in here. I've got it on eBay currently, but I ended up getting the Mike Trout heavy lumber, which is really sweet. I don't know if you guys have seen these cards, but these heavy lumber cards, like the front of it is a very thinly cut piece of wood, like a sleeve of wood almost is the front of the card, but they're case hits. So I don't really collect much Trout anymore. I used to have some really nice autos of his, but yeah, yes, you were there when I pulled it. But yeah, so, and then in that break too that I was talking about, they were doing Star Wars Chrome Black. So I got these Star Wars cards. I actually think this is actually halfway decent, worth some money, because it's numbered to 25 Yoda card. Orange. I know that Luke Skywalker is like $1. It ain't worth anything, but I think these two are worth a little bit, but I probably paid way too much for that break too. All right, so let's recap what we got here, and then we'll wrap it up for you guys. So we pulled... Oh, I didn't sleeve up that other bonds, did I? We'll do that real quick. Alabama did you have Alabama going? I can tell you guys right now that some of my bracket's still intact because I picked the Gators to win, obviously. Not buying any series monitor, working on vintage, update sets. Yeah, the thing is when I went to that card shop, I wasn't leaving there without buying something. And they didn't have a lot of their vintage stuff out. They didn't have any of their older stuff out. No junk wax. The only thing I saw there was like a 93 Topps box that I might have considered getting. But they wanted way too much money for it. And, and to each their own. You put whatever price you want on it. But, all right, so here's what we got. I just got stuff all over those. But we pulled 2 bonds. Got a Roger Clemens. We also got an Roger Clemens all-star card. We got our first bow in 3 boxes. So that's exciting. I don't know who I had. I picked so many different brackets, but I had Florida winning all of them. I know that. Let's see. We also pulled George Brett, Nolan Ryan. And like Troy said, these are a bit off center, but still happy to have them. Don Mattingly, Barry Larkin, another Barry Larkin. We got a Pete Rose manager card. And we got, I'm glad I pulled the bow. I am too. Ryan Sandberg, Eddie Murray, Cecil Fielder, Reggie Jackson and Angels, Jose Canseco Gold Cup card, Paul Molitor, Tony Gwynn, and a Pete Rose player card, which that one's a little right heavy and a little top heavy, but it's not nearly as right heavy as those other ones were. But yeah, this was our winner. This is what we came for. This is what we bought the box for, hoping to get one. And that's the first one that we pulled out of 3 boxes of that. So now all I need to do is pull an 89 Bowman Griffey father and son, and I need to pull a 89 Donruss Griffey, because they do need to let Pete in the hall. I agree 100%. Especially nowadays. There are so many players that they let sneak through there that you couldn't tell me they were doing this or doing that, but I don't know. Maybe one day. And especially now they're letting everybody gamble at ballparks and do all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah. Only says if the league lifts the Rose ban, they need to reconsider the black side. I agree 100%. And I actually was just going to say that. I said if they're going to let Rose in, they're going to need to let Jackson in. And all those, a couple of those guys, not all those guys, but a couple of those guys. So I do agree with that. I need the 89 Bowman Tiffany Griffey. I wish I had one. I know they did. I know. It's not really the same, except I don't know. It gets iffy when you start betting on or against your team. That's the thing, is gambling's one thing, but betting on your team or against your team is a whole different ball game. Like they say I mean, just like in Field of Dreams or whatever. They say that Jackson took the money but didn't throw the series. And obviously, he had a good series, but I think at this point, I don't know that you could even prove half that stuff. And I think the policy should be, if you can't go back and change it. And I mean, Pete Rose did a lot for the game, but it puts baseball in a bad spot. It puts him in a bad spot. I just don't know. Yeah, no, betting your team should never be. I think everybody should be allowed to bet their team. But if you bet against your team, or even you get into that gray area where you put money on another team because you might have some insider information, I think that's iffy. I remember one time, this was many years ago. I don't know that it's against the law or anything, but this was probably 20 something years ago, probably longer than that now. But I had a buddy of mine that worked for the Orlando Magic, and they had told everybody that the Orlando Magic, that some of the players were going to, I'll thumb through some cards while we're talking, that some of the players were going to be out for the opposing team. And so the lines hadn't changed on anything. And it was just, my buddy was like a corporate manager, and they were supposed to be telling their corporate people, if they didn't want to come to the ball game, to try to sell their tickets real quick or whatever. And I saw the line had not changed, and so I had put a big bet on the Magic to win, even though they were huge underdogs. And then when they announced the people that they were sitting for the opposing team, the line all of a sudden like flipped around to the other way, and it just I just knew something that nobody else knew at the moment. Because I was going to the game, my buddy was asking me if I was still coming to the game, even though they weren't going to be playing anybody or something like that. So, if I was a team owner, I'd put a rider in my manager's contract. Yeah. See, the thing that, I mean, I guess it was. I don't know. I was like 18 at the time. I'm sure the statute of limitations have run out on that, but if that's even a thing. But yeah, I've always said that, they should have contracts that, you have to bet on your team, or that you have to, you're paid on performance. Like, you hit a home run, you get this set amount of money. You hit a triple, you get this amount of money. And then see how players' contracts change. Like, give them a base set and then say, you hit these goals, you hit these milestones, you do this, like everything you do, you get paid for. I bet the game would be a totally different thing if it was based 100% on your actual performance on the field, not your expected performance. But I don't know that anyone will ever do that. That'd be way too much. But yeah, so these are just some cards that I was going through the other day. So rookie cards I'm probably going to throw on eBay. I know Churio's kind of hot right now. I got a couple of the, that's a cool one. Little relic card of his. So Ronald Acuna. So this is going to be an antler variation because he's got a little antler on his hat right there. And then that Austin Riley's just a sweet looking card. But yep. All right. Well, I've gone over my hour. I will put Bo up on the stand to end the night, and I will let you guys go. So I hope everybody has a good night. Thank you guys for hanging out. Let me open some stuff and supporting me while I pull this bow, which I've been waiting for. I'm super excited. So I'll see you guys later. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. All right.